This is the story of our great American road trip to the Southwest in March of 2020. We saw some sights, but this was more of a scouting expedition rather than a sightseeing vacation. We wanted to get out of Minnesota in January and February, so our goal was to scout out places in New Mexico and Arizona. We did 4,400 miles in 12 days. Marcia wanted to visit her friend and mentor, Carol, in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, so we went south through Missouri. From there, we took I-40 west. I-40 has replaced historic US 66, which ran from Chicago to LA. This was the Mother Road, chronicled by John Steinbeck in his classic, The Grapes of Wrath. Folks escaped the Dust Bowl of the 1930s and went to California along Route 66. The towns along Route 66 grew to be tourist stops. One was Tucumcari, New Mexico. They had signs on 66 saying, "Tucumcari tonight." Just for fun, we made it a stop. I expected Tucumcari to be a tourist town with a Route 66 theme, but it was mostly a pathetic ghost town. We're 845.8 miles in. We are in Tahlequah, Oklahoma.
Cherokee, capital of the nation.
That's where the Cherokees are. All right. And we've been going south, and today is the day we start going west. We go through Oklahoma City, Muskogee. We go through Muskogee, and then Oklahoma City, Amarillo, Texas, and then we're going to end up in Tucumcari tonight. 533 miles, 7 hours and 52 minutes. So that's 3 in the afternoon. So we're going to be cruising, we're going to be zooming, and it's going to be a good day.
We are on the road again. Hubby's happy, he's driving, and there's a train over there.
So this is just a great road. It's US Highway 58, I think. Repaved, so it's nice and quiet. We're doing 70.
It's 54 west.
We're doing 72 miles an hour. And the mountain over there has snow on the top. That's the only snow I want to see is on a distant mountain. And then we've got the BNSF main line here. Wow, that's just great. So I enjoy driving, and if you're going to drive, this is just a great road, and it's a great place to drive. Yesterday was miserable. I'll tell you, it was driving across Oklahoma on I-40. It was really windy, 40 plus miles an hour, hundreds of trucks. Just constant convoys of trucks and in and out, and they're going fast and slow and trying to, and then the road was not good, not in good shape, so it's noisy in the car, and it ended up, and it was a long day. We did 500 plus miles, and it was not a pleasant drive. That's about as bad a drive as you get that's not through snow. But we made it, and it was okay. We knew it was just going to be a full drive day. So today's a much better day. It seems fairly decent. I don't know what.
Who told you about this place? Huh?
Yeah, we'll have to.
We need to talk. Boy, we've seen some southern New Mexico. We've seen some places we wanted to get out of.
Yeah, there was. They're not.
They didn't look like this, okay?
Not a lot in New Mexico that we found impressive, but this is.
It was a nice little road trip for us to come check it out.
So we're in McDowell Canyon, McDowell Park, and just found this great looking cactus, huh? Is that a terrific cactus or what? So it just needed to be on video.
You're in Sedona Road. There is a reason for that. The white rocks that sit on top of the red rock are younger areas. The younger rocks always sit on top of the older rocks, which are laid down first. So they're younger as you go higher up in the strata. They're called Coconino sandstone, and they're named after the Coconino National Forest that we're in.
Yes, I'm having fun. There's a woman driver, she rocks. Literally rocks. I like it much better than the traffic in downtown Sedona, at least around here, you know, in Jeeps. Yay!
It's a really bumpy road. It's and she drives pretty fast too.
She is good.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. We've learned a lot about the history and geology, and it's just fun to be out. Temperature's perfect, so it's a great day in Sedona. Well, here we are by the Sedona Airport. Hard to believe there's a place to put an airport here, but there is. Marcia's got a picture. And this is the view from up here. It's the scenic view. And it's pretty scenic. Hi boys and girls, here we are visiting the Grand Canyon. Here it is. Woohoo! Hi guys, well, I'm not very happy. We got into Grand Canyon National Park, went to the visitor center, and I didn't realize, and then we looked at the overlook. You saw the pictures, they're great, or you will see the pictures in a minute, that's great. But then if you want to see anything else, you got to take a shuttle bus, and they bring you. You can't drive there, and I didn't know that. So we drove around for a little bit, couldn't get into anything. And then we said, okay, well, let's drive down to whatever that town is south of the park, and we'll have lunch because it would be a reasonable price. And then they had an IMAX theater there, and we had a coupon for a video or a film about the Grand Canyon. That was cool. But the traffic to get back in to Grand Canyon National Park was nearly an hour long. It was going to...
At 9 a.m. we just flew
Yeah, we
in.
just zoomed in the morning, but at 2 in the afternoon, at 1 in the afternoon, it was nearly an hour to go 6 miles, according to the map. And what I wanted to do was get on whatever, Arizona 62 or whatever it is, and go east. There's some overlooks, and that's all I wanted to do. And there's no traffic there, not tons of it anyway. But we couldn't do it. I wasn't going to waste an hour sitting in traffic. So we said, giving up, go. We'll go back to the Grand Canyon some other time and we'll do it right. So we are headed to, what town is it?
Holbrook.
Holbrook, Arizona.
We're going to be going through Winslow, though.
We're going to go through Winslow, Arizona. Are we going to take a picture?
I don't know.
I don't think we're going to take a picture.
We're going to be standing at a corner in Winslow, Arizona.
We're not. We're just driving by. But
Note
we're going.
that I'm driving.
Yes.
It does let me drive once in a while.
There you go. Well, it's a good day to drive. So that's always nice. And we're going to be in Holbrook, and the Petrified Forest National Park is there. And I've heard of it, but I never knew where it was or anything. So probably tomorrow morning we are going to visit Petrified Forest National Park, and then it's just a few hours to Santa Fe, and we'll have some time in Santa Fe, so that'll be good. So that's okay. I'll make a video on my rant about how the National Park Service has been underfunded and hasn't kept up with the times. I mean, the infrastructure in these parks is probably from the 1960s and was adequate, and now it's all these years later and it's just overwhelmed. And they're just doing they don't have enough money. But I've got a plan to fix it. I'll make a video. Yes, I do. I've been in several national parks recently, and I've got it all thought out. In the meantime, here's our view as we drive back to Flagstaff and on to Holbrook.
There's snow on the mountains. That's the only place I want to see it. And we did get to see the overlook in the Grand Canyon. Marcia teared up. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. And we didn't have any snow. By the way, the temperature was barely 50, 45.
Yeah, they said it was supposed to be 65 and it got up to 45.
He had on shorts, I had on capris, and we had on light jackets. People were bundled like they were going to go snowmobiling, and it's like, are you kidding? 50 in Minnesota is spring. Woo!
It was as long as there was no wind, it was just fine. I had no problem with it. So let's look at the mountains as we drive here. That's pretty nice. Hi kids. Well, today is, I don't know what day it is, Tuesday. We're at Petrified Forest National Park. So this is pretty cool. We have to laugh because inside they have 3 clocks. So you know what time it is here, New Mexico, and California. Kind of crazy. We'll be in New Mexico in an hour or so, and then we go back an hour, or ahead an hour.
We don't know.
Or it may stay.
We haven't a clue.
And we've had daylight savings time since then. Anyway, this is the Petrified Forest, and this is a log that you cannot burn. Have turned to stone. There's a whole bunch of this stuff. We'll get some more video. Yeah.
And look at that tree.
Stonehenge. So this was a tree at one point. It fell, and I don't know why it didn't rot. It turned to stone. Isn't that something?
Petrified.
And the roads are terrible. I gotta tell you.
Republican
roads. The Republican roads, right. I can't put that in the video now.
The news thing this morning.
So there's a woman on TV advertising. She wants to be the governor, I think, and she says, and I'll build the wall. And I was thinking, why don't you fix the damn roads instead? They're just terrible. Instead of fixing the road, they put up a sign that says drive 45 miles an hour for the next 5 miles. You know, how about fix the road instead? End of rant. This is called Lacy Point, or the Lacy Overlook, something like that. Lacy was a congressman from Iowa, and in 1900 he was instrumental in building national parks. Thank you, Mr. Lacy. And this is Lacy Point. So this is northern Arizona, the northern part of Petrified Forest National Park. So that's a nice view. This over here is old historic Route 66. And over there is I-40, which has replaced 66. So it's kind of fun to drive on this highway and think of the folks who traveled it 100 years ago. So this beast is a far cry from the Model Ts that cruised down this road 100 years ago. And I got to tell you, that would have been quite an adventure. This is a lot more comfortable. Well, this is it, the all-American road trip. It's the open road, little scenery. Got Marcia, got Neil Diamond, Neil Young, Crazy Horse, playing some tunes. And, you know, this isn't particularly scenic country, but, you know, the open road, this is the American road trip. We're in northern New Mexico. I think we dip into northern Texas for a minute, and then into Oklahoma, the panhandle of Oklahoma, the epicenter of the Dust Bowl. And so if you like a spectacular drive, this isn't it, but if you want a great road trip, this is it. It's America. If we do migrate to the southwest, we'll take a route that avoids interstate. Hey, we'll have the time. We were very glad to have our great neighbor Jamie keeping an eye on our house, and Deb and Shirley and their dogs were caring for Scout. All in all, it was a great American road trip. Well, we're back home. I got Scout. She was with Deb and Shirley for a couple weeks. And I don't know if I can drive home because she wants to be in my lap the whole time. There's a happy dog, right? Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, my Scout. Okay, let's go home.